Awesome. Now, I might do some more magic a little bit later on, but I promised you that you guys would get to learn how to do some magic as well. Who'd like to learn how to do some magic? Put your hand up in the air if you would. Because it's all well and good me performing this magic, but I want to teach you some magic. Now, I want to teach you tricks that you can do anytime, anywhere. So you can use things that you find around the house, and you can do these tricks anytime, anywhere. Now, I've got about half an hour to teach you loads of magic. So I'm going to rush through these as quickly as I can. I'm going to perform the trick, then I'm going to explain to you how it works, and I'm going to keep doing it over and over again. Now, if you want to follow along with me, you are more than welcome to follow along with me. However, I believe that we are sending a recording of this over to the Birthday Girls family. And so if there's any tricks that you can't remember how to do, we can get a copy of this whole recording sent over to you a little bit later on. So who's ready to learn how to do some magic? You are. Let me just put these cups away. Right. Okay, so there's two rules, and there's only two rules when it comes to learning magic. There's two rules, and there's only two rules. Okay. Now, the first rule is never, and as long as you guys promise that you're okay with these two rules, then I'll teach you all the magic I know. Rule number one, never tell anyone how it works. And let me explain why. Once I teach you how to do these tricks, you are going to fool anyone you show them to. And when you show people these tricks, they're going to turn around to you and you go, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Tell me how it works. And if you tell them how it works, they're never going to be able to watch the trick again. You're never going to be able to show them the trick again. But if you don't tell them how it works, it'll forever be a mystery. So the first rule is never tell anyone how the tricks are done. The second rule is you got to practice this stuff. Now, it's very, very easy to do these tricks. They've been specially designed so that they're very easy to do. But the more you do something, the better you get at it. So I want you to promise me that you're going to practice this stuff as well. So if you're okay with both of those rules, put your hand in the air. And as long as you're okay with both of those rules, then we will begin. Okay, brilliant. So here we go. I'm going to turn you guys into the next dynamo in like literally 10 minutes. Right, here we go. Trick number one. This trick uses two pieces of string. Hopefully you can see that. If you can see the two pieces of string, just put your hand up so I know you can see them. You can see the two pieces of string. Brilliant. Okay. So watch. This is this trick. I want you to watch the two pieces of string very, very carefully. Because the idea of this trick is I'm going to take these two pieces of string and I'm going to try and magically put them together into one long piece of string. Now, I've told you what's going to happen. And let me explain how this trick came about. You see, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be one of those big stage illusionists that do the sawing in half and saw a lady in half and stuff like that. But the problem is, my mum and dad would never let me saw my little sister in half. I asked them over and over again, and they would never let me saw my little sister in half. So I came up with this version instead. It's the same sort of thing, but instead of my little sister, it uses two pieces of string. Watch. I'm going to take these two pieces of string and put them together into one piece. And it happens really quickly, so don't blink. I'm going to come really close to the camera so you can see this. Watch these two pieces of string. It happens on three. 1, 2, 3. And we end up with one long piece of string. Now, who'd like to learn how that works? Put your hand in the air if you would. We're going to start with a really simple one. This one is really, really simple. In order to do this trick, you have to do some secret preparation. Now, you have to understand that when you become a magician, you learn to do something called the prep. And what the prep is it's what you do to prepare the trick before the audience watches you. So before I even switched my computer on, I prepped this trick so that I could show it to you. So I'm going to show you, first of all, how to prep the trick. Now, you can use any piece of string, okay? I just got myself a ball of string like this, and then you can cut a piece off. You want to go with a piece that's about the size of your arm, okay? That's where you want to go for. Now, let me show you how to prep the trick. You start off by finding the middle of the string. Now, to find the middle of the string, you take the two ends and you put the two ends together. Once you put the two ends together, then you can find the middle very, very easily. So you can take the middle. Now, you guys know that a piece of string is made up of lots and lots of fibers, Okay, and fibers are basically smaller pieces of string. So a piece of string is made up of about 10 or 15 fibers. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this piece of string look like two pieces of string by separating the fibers. Now let me come really close to this camera so you can see this. Hopefully, let me just get it in the right spot. There we go. Watch carefully. All I'm going to do is I'm going to use my thumb and my forefinger of both hands to pinch the middle of the string together. And then I'm going to slowly pull. And I want you to see that as you slowly pull, you can separate the fibers. And what you end up with is you end up with something that looks a bit like a loop. Okay? Now, all you're going to do is you're going to take that loop and you're going to twist like this. You're going to take your thumb and your forefinger and you're going to twist. And then you're going to take the other side of the loop and you're going to take your thumb and your forefinger and you're going to twist. And you end up with what looks like two pieces of string. It really does look like two pieces of string, but it's not. If you look at it carefully, you can see it's one piece of string, and we've got this little bit here that we've made. Okay, we've kind of prepped this little bit here, but as long as you hold this here, it really does look like two pieces of string. It really does look, you'd swear that there were two pieces of string there. So all you're going to do, right, let me show you what you're going to do. You're going to show the two pieces of string like this. And to put them together into one piece of string, you watch the two pieces. Now you hold one end here with this hand and you hold the other two pieces there. And it's important to hold it there, else you'll see how the trick works. And let me do it in slow motion so you see what happens. Slowly, you pull this hand this way, you pull this hand this way, and as you do, you'll see that as you pull, the fibers go back together and you end up with one long piece of string. And it looks amazing. It really does. Now, let me do that for you in full speed. Let me just prep the string again. So very quickly, I'll just show you the prep again. So you just do this. There you go. You got your loop. And when you've got your loop, you just twist it here, and then get your two pieces of string. Now watch. You've got your two pieces of string. You hold it here. Let me do it in full speed so you can see what it looks like. Watch the two pieces of string. 1, 2, 3, and it goes together into one long piece. It's that easy. It's a really easy trick to do. You just need a piece of string and you can do it anytime, anywhere. Who likes that? Put your hand in the air if you like that one. Really easy. Who thinks they can do it? Put your hand in the air if you think you're going to be able to do that and fool people. It's really easy, right? It's so super easy to do. But there's two things that you need to know about this trick. The first thing that you need to know is after you've done this trick with the same piece of string about 10 times, it starts to wear out. So after about 10 times, you want to get yourself another piece of string. The second thing that you need to know is it's really important that when you perform magic, it's not just about the technical side of things. It's not just about what you do. It's also about what you say. You have to make the magic entertaining. The best way to make magic entertaining is think about what you say. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is think about something that you're into, think about something you enjoy doing, and think about how you can incorporate this. So I'll give you an example. I was doing this in a school about 3 months ago, and there was a little girl, probably about 12 years old. She was really into ice skating. And I taught her this trick and I told her to come up with a unique presentation. And she told this little story about how she went ice skating and her laces broke on her ice skates and they told her she couldn't skate anymore. So she, instead, luckily she knew how to do magic and she rubbed the laces together and she fixed them. So that was a really cool thing to do. So think about how you can incorporate something you're into. Okay, so that's trick number 1. Who's ready for another trick? Who wants to learn another trick? You do, brilliant. Who here would like to learn how to read minds? Put your hand up if you'd like to learn how to read minds. I'm going to teach you right now how to predict the future. This is such a cool trick. Darren Brown, if you know Darren Brown, is a very famous mind reader. He actually did a version of this trick on his show. So I want you to watch. Where is Eloise at? Eloise, where are you at? Come close to the screen for me if you can, please. I'm going to get you to help me. Wonderful. Now, let me show you the trick first of all, then I'll teach you how it works. Eloise, I have an envelope. Okay, can you see the envelope? Give me a nod, nod your head so I know you can see the envelope. Good. Okay, so Eloise, inside this envelope, I have 3 cards. I have a 2 of spades. I have a 10 of diamonds, and I have a queen of hearts. 3 cards. Now, I think you've been unmuted, Eloise. 3 cards only. I'm going to tell you right now, in a second, you're going to pick one of those cards, and I'm going to prove to you and all of your friends that I knew which card you would pick before you even picked it, which I know sounds impossible, but it's true. Now, some people go for the queen because it's the only court card, it's the only picture card out of the 3. Some people go for the 2 because it's the only back card. Some people go for the 10 because on the 10 there's diamonds, and people think of diamonds as more valuable. But it's your choice. There's 3 cards: the queen of hearts, the 10 of diamonds, the 2 of spades. You're going to name one, and I'm going to prove to you that I knew which card you'd name. Eloise, which card do you want? Eloise, which one? I can hear you. Which one?
The 2 of spades one.
You want the 2 of spades? You want that one right there, yeah? Yeah? Okay. I really did know that Eloise would pick the 2 of spades, and I'm going to prove it to you. She could have picked any card, and I took those cards out of this envelope, which has been on my table from the very beginning.
No.
I didn't show you the other side of the envelope, Eloise, but on the other side of the envelope, I actually wrote something. I wrote, you will pick the 2 of spades. See, I told you. I told you I was going to prove to you that I could predict the future. Now, who'd like to learn how to do that? Put your hand in the air if you'd like to learn how to do that. This is one of the coolest tricks you can learn. The nice thing about this trick, right, is you don't have to use playing cards. You can use anything you want to. I'm going to teach you how to do it with playing cards, but you can literally do it with anything. And afterwards, I'll tell you how you can do it with anything. So, if we can mute Eloise again, please, Sarah, that'd be amazing. So let me explain how it works. You're going to need an envelope. You need an envelope. And if you're using playing cards, you're going to need some playing cards. If you're not using playing cards, I'll explain how to do that in a second, okay? Now, just like before, we have to prep the trick. So we have to do something to make this trick work. And this trick uses a principle called multiple out. And what that means is it doesn't matter which card Eloise picked, I would be able to prove to her I knew which card she was thinking of. So watch very carefully and listen very closely. First of all, let me explain how you're going to prep the trick. You're going to take 3 cards, and I'll tell you how to use other things later, but you're going to take 3 cards, 3 playing cards. And if you use the same cards as me, you'll take out a 2, and that one's fine. There's nothing on the back of it. You're going to take out the 10. That one's fine. There's nothing on the back of it. And you're going to take out the queen. And on the back of the queen, you're going to put a big X. Okay, so you're going to draw a big X. I took a big fat Sharpie marker, and I put a big X on the back of this queen. All right. So you take one card, and you put an X on the back of it. Then you take your envelope, and on the back of the envelope, you write, you will pick the 2 of spades. And then inside the envelope, there is a piece of paper. And on the piece of paper, you write, you will pick the 10 of diamonds. So you have a piece of paper with you will pick the 10 of diamonds. That goes inside the envelope. And then you have your other 3 cards that go inside the envelope as well. You're now set to begin. So let me show you how this works. You bring the envelope out and you show it to the audience. And you say, I'm going to show you a trick. I'm going to read your mind. I'm going to predict the future. I've got 3 cards inside this envelope. Now, what you do is you bring out the envelope. Do not show that side of the envelope. You just bring out the envelope. You open it up and you take out the 3 cards and you put them on the table and you point out the 3 cards one by one. You then say, I'm going to try and read your mind. And what you do is you get the person to name one of the 3 cards, and they can name any card they want. And depending which card they name, you go in a different direction. So if they name the 2 of spades, like Eloise did, all you do is you take your envelope and you say, this envelope's been here the whole time, but on the other side of the envelope, it says you will pick the 2 of spades. So in other words, if they name the 2 of spades, you just turn the envelope round, trick over. If they name the 10 of diamonds, and they say they want the 10 of diamonds, you pick up the envelope, you don't turn it round, you don't show the other side of the envelope, you just pick it up. You open it up and you say, I've got a piece of paper in here. There is only one piece of paper in this envelope. And if I open up the piece of paper, it says, you will pick the 10 of diamonds. And you actually point out that you've got the card written on the piece of paper that was inside the envelope the whole time. And if they name the Queen of Hearts, you don't even mention the envelope. You just pick up the cards and you say, well, you could have picked anything. If you pick the 2 of spades, there's nothing on the back of it. If you pick the 10 of diamonds, there's nothing on the back of it. But you pick the Queen of Hearts, and that's the only one that I put a big black cross on the back of it. So in other words, whichever card they name, you prove that you knew that that was the card that they would name. It is super sneaky. Who likes it? Put your hand in the air if you like it. It's a really good trick.